APA differences. We're now into APA 7th edition, and there have been some major changes from the APA 6th edition. But first, I want to show you how to get to the library page. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. Share window. Okay, so, oops, I hate this. I'm still getting used to this. Is a new computer, so I'm still getting used to how this works. Okay, so in order to get, can you see this?
Oh, you got a new computer. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so now I can actually do PowerPoint. I'm going to be talking about that later. So in order to get to the library, go to Academics, Library, and if you scroll down, you'll see the library catalog. Now this is important because it actually provides a link to the new APA formatting, and it's under English and Writing Assistance. English and Writing Assistance again, and you see here we've got Purdue Writing Lab, which is the online writing lab, or OWL. Now we've got it for English as a second language students, which is important for those of you who are not familiar with English. English isn't your first language, and we also have, this is what I want to show you all how to get to. So we got, let me close these, don't need these. Okay, so we go to Purdue Writing Lab, and this brings up I love Purdue. I've been using this since college, which was in 2005 is when I graduated, so that gives you a sense for how long this site has been available. So here you see we've got, and Professor Valdes, I know last semester you had me helping a lot of students with their PowerPoint presentations. And so if you scroll down on this main page here, you'll see we got general format, in-text citations, but what I want to show you all is how to do your APA for PowerPoint. And you can actually just click on here, a media file, and it shows you, come on, please work. Do I have to do the, oh, there it is. I don't know why it's downloading on here. Okay, so here it gives you the formatting. I don't need to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here it just shows you the APA, what we need. Okay, and so you can see already here in the first thing that they give you is the pronouns, which is important. This is in papers as well, how they've changed the wording. And this is actually better because it reduces the amount of words. Yeah, I know you all go by your word counts, but it makes it more streamlined. So you can see this is pretty much understand why this is the, hold on, this isn't right. I thought this was the, sorry everybody. Oh, this is the presentation. I don't know where Katya found it. Katya found the new formatting of how to do PowerPoint, but I'm guessing I'm going to have to look that up later and look for it for you guys and send it to Professor Valdes. So here, if we go to APA sample paper, so you can see here are the changes that have been made in the new edition of APA. We have no running header. Now this is something I ran into last semester with a lot of students, is they included the running header on all of their papers, and so I pretty much had to go through. And what I do when I'm editing people's papers, what I do is I refer to the manual here, but also I have one of these, which is the most up-to-date. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what I do is I just flip through it and find the page that I'm looking for, and am able to really just see how things are different than they used to be. And you also see here, I know this is kind of boring, but it's really important for y'all to know, so I won't have to keep telling you, is the title of the page has to be bolded. Now that was different in the APA 6th edition. Also, there is no author's note in the new APA. And you can see pretty much every single new section is bolded and centered. And I think that was something that was different in The APA 6th edition, they didn't have it bolded. And now they just want to make sure that you can really tell that the section is a new section. And you also have keywords. Keywords are very important when you're doing a paper. It helps your professor know exactly what the topics are that you're focusing on. They don't even have to go very far into the paper. They can just look at the abstract. And the other difference is that the abstract no longer has citations. I know that some students like to put citations in the abstract. You do not need to put citations in the new abstract. The citations, the professor will assume that the same things that you're writing about here will be cited later on in the paper. And just let me know if I'm going too quickly. Okay? And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and verbally, because obviously that just blocked the screen by me pulling up the presentation, the business chat. Okay, and so you see again, they're just making sure that I'm trying to remember exactly how okay, so the citations in the paper are no longer, hold on, let me see if I can find an example. These are kind of old. I don't understand why they use such old citations. I forget exactly why the citations are different, but if you want to go and review how they are different, you can actually go and find the former 6th edition, which is around here somewhere. So if you just keep scrolling down, you can just see all the differences here. Oops, why is this? Okay, so this is, hold on, that is actually the 6th edition here. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So this is the 6th edition right below the 7th edition right there. So that's very helpful. So if you want to see what the differences are, you just go and look at that. So if you keep scrolling down, you can start seeing, I'm just going to go quickly through here. You can see, everything is centered in bold. And let's go down to citations, because those are very important to know the differences here. Okay, so the changes in especially the DOI, which is the Digital Object Identifier, and that will happen when you go and try and do a citation based on an article, is there is no, well, first of all, you no longer have to put in retrieved from. That is no longer necessary. They don't need to know when you got it from or where you got it from. You just need to put in the link here. So you just need the HTTPS or HTTP, and make sure you don't need to do retrieve from anymore. So it's pretty, just as long, and if you ever need any assistance with how to do citation formatting, don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or Katya Nunez. We are more than happy to help you with this. I know it can be confusing. I actually did most of my career in MLA formatting, so it's very different from how to do APA, which is for doctors. It's more of the scientific fields. Okay, so these you can see here, we don't have to retrieve from anymore. And of course, it's all alphabetical, just as it was before. Okay, and I'm so happy that they actually have the APA 6 right below it. I didn't even know that before. So you can see here we got the running header still. That's very helpful when you want to see the difference, and if you want to make sure that you're doing things correctly, you can compare the two. Let's see if they've got they don't have retrieve from on here, which is maybe, I don't understand this. Sorry. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, no, that's what this is. This is actually a professional paper, which is different from the student papers. So if you do a student paper, you don't need to follow any of the rules of the professional paper. I'm sorry. I was so excited that I had found because of the running header there. So hopefully y'all will be writing some professional papers in the future, and if you ever need help with that, you'll be able to just go here and see the professional paper versus the student papers. Okay. So, and I'm going to be I'm actually in the middle of creating a PowerPoint presentation that will go further into detail into these. Katia Nunez has a PowerPoint that I'm going to send Professor Valdes, sorry, that walks you through how to access our resources. But I'm going to go more in depth into how to use APA, the new APA formatting, as well as more into the depth on how to do the research that I'm going to be showing you here in a little bit. Okay, so how are we doing, Professor?
Okay, doing good. Okay. Most of the students, they will be starting using APA since this semester, Most of them, they didn't know, indeed about APA version 6 and 7. Then with them, it's better to start from 7 and don't compare between 6 to 7 because probably that's not work for them because they need to learn APA from scratch.
Right.
Starting with version 7 to them would be great. Even this today is just like an overview to introduce them into the world of APA because in both classes, in statistics and research methodology class, they have to start working with APA.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can actually find the older APA 6 here. So if you go down to sample paper, you can find the APA 6 here. Now, citations, that is a tricky thing to deal with.
It is.
Yeah. We do offer citation builders, but if you can avoid those at any cost, I'd recommend doing so, and just refer to, if you can look at the sample papers here and see how they create their formats, how they format their citations, and I would recommend doing that. Citation builders, I used to use those in college and would get in trouble because they weren't properly formatted, and they still aren't 100% formatted correctly. And so if you go here, you can see we have Citation Builder, which you can do a journal. You can choose APA 7, but then again, I recommend avoiding this because it just doesn't always come out correctly. Yep. So again, I just recommend if you need assistance with the citations, don't hesitate to contact myself or Katia Nunez, and we are more than happy to assist you with that. And we've gotten we do a lot of editing of papers. We get a lot of requests for assistance in formatting, and a lot of the issues rise from citations. So if your professor sends you an email saying that your Turnitin score, I don't know how many of you are aware of Turnitin, but it is the program that checks for plagiarism. If it says you have like an 80% plagiarism score, it usually has to do with citations, placement of citations, or just the format of your paper. So if you come to us, we will help you clean those up and make sure that your paper format is formatted correctly, because a lot of times that tends to be the issue. And we helped somebody who had major issues last semester, and she went from 100% citation or 100% Turnitin to 0.
Yeah.
So just from that assistance, we were able to get her in the clear.
And they need to submit the creative article at the end of the semester. They need to submit through the program, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can submit and then it's important for them to know since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So Turnitin, they need to submit it,
Yes. We did the seminar with Turnitin. It was fascinating just to see all the different tools that they have now. And actually students can go in and check it for themselves. They don't have to rely on the professor to do it. They can go in and check it and see what the percentage is. And let's say they receive in 75%, well, they can go in and see where the issues are and make those changes accordingly. And that way they don't have to bother the professor every week or so with the issues that they're running into. And again, I'm about to show you all something very important, which is our research. What we have to offer here I'm gonna send Professor Valdes all of the walkthrough that Katya Nunez created. And so in order to go and access our resources here, you're going to go to Moodle. I'm going to go to where you log in for your classes. And you see here we've got different resources. Now, this is something I'm very excited about, is Ask an RU Librarian. And I've noticed that sometimes people pop in and then pop out quickly, and it's too quick for us to, offer our assistance. So if you go to Ask an RU Librarian, it pulls up. You can see I'm the only one here right now, which makes me sad. But if you go there, I'm there. Usually Katya's there, and if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. And if there are multiple people in the room, there is an option to beep at us, and it makes a very loud beep noise that scares the bejesus out of me and my dog. But it helps let us know that there's someone there looking for help. And sometimes I actually was talking to Katya about it yesterday. I said, am I too on the ball here? As soon as somebody comes in, I said, hello, how can I help you? And they get out immediately. It's like, am I coming out too strong or?
Katya received this morning like 25 bigs from my class at the same time.
Oh, poor thing.
Because I have been showing to my student how to work with that feature. It would be amazing because especially this one on the left corner, but then could be more visible. That is something that I love it. I love that way that develop. To get the support.
Yep. Well, again, we're going to be there, and I like to sit there and just wait for somebody while I'm working on my PowerPoint. I like to sit there and watch and see if anyone's going to pop in. But hopefully with this new semester, more of you will be coming in and asking questions. And this actually keeps track of how many requests we get for assistance, as well as the dialogue. So no cursing, no foul language, otherwise you'll be kicked out. Okay, and so what I want to run through quickly here is our research. If you go down here, it'll bring you back to this page, the catalog, which we do not want you to go to. We want you to go to here, the virtual library. Now, this offers 3 amazing resources. We've got Learn, which covers everything. I'll just quickly jump in there. This is really the catch-all for all the different topics that we have. You can see we got pretty much everything, and sometimes I like to just go into history and social science and kind of wander around and see what interesting things they have there. But you can see we have all these different topics here. Now, one way that you can do a quick search, which is kind of a time waster, is to search all databases. But Professor Valdes, will you give me a section to go to and do a quick exploration?
Okay, health medical.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so you see here we have all these amazing resources here. And let me just quickly, I love Medline Plus. It's one of my favorite things. You can do a search in here. They give you drugs and supplements, medical tests, videos and tools, and this really just kind of gives you a basic rundown of everything that you need as a nurse. And we run in here as well. And then there's the Merck, which is another great resource. Now, what I found that I loved about Merck is they offer 3D models, so you can go in and quickly.
Just know as a nerd, because we have this semester for first time, we have a student here for the Applied Behavioral Analysis program, and we have a student for the nursing program too for first time.
Great.
In the morning class, we have one student. I don't know if we here have one a student for the behavior apply program. Someone for that program here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear about that. That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can quickly go through here.
That topic would be related to that field. Yeah.
Okay, so you can see Merck, which, in fact, the other week I was just going through and exploring all the different databases that we have available, and not just in Learn and EBSCOhost, but also in our catalog, which we have some resources there as well. And I recommend if you just want to explore these as you go, I mean, you'll find some really interesting information. Got PubMed, biological sciences here. Now, this is what I love. I love going to the ProQuest dissertations and theses. And this, and okay, so another thing Professor Valdes was talking about was using Google. You should never have to pay for an article. If you go to Google Scholar, it'll sometimes ask you to pay for an article. If you use our resources, you will never have to pay a dime, and you should never have to. So if you do a search in here, you're going to always go, hold on, let me just do an advanced search. So when you're doing research, no matter what program you're in, you want to make sure that you have the most recent dates. So if you do that last 5 years, limit to full text. We'll make sure that you have access to the entire article, not just the abstract. Oops. Let's just do, what was I going to think? So this is just a quick way to do, in fact, I've had this request a couple of times, is how to show people how to do advanced searches, and this will help you to narrow down your results. And when you do advanced searches, what it does is it gives you options to do multiple words. And this will make sure that you can actually limit it here if you want to, which I never do, because actually you can actually do document text, full text. I've never tried this before, so. And then if you want to do another row. Okay, and then you can just do your search based on that. See what we find. Okay, so you can see here we've got some great results just from those keywords. And, you know, if you want to limit your results to America, you can always go back and, oh, well, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, so when you're doing these kind of searches in ProQuest dissertations, you want to make sure that you've got dissertations because those have been approved by a committee of professionals in the field, and this will make sure that it is the most reliable information available. And so you can see we've got some great results here. Now again, if you want to, you can see this is in Saudi Arabia, if you want to make sure that it is only within the United States. One of the clues when you're doing any kind of search, even on Google, you put and United States. And it should come on. Okay, and so you can see right here we've got some results here that are actually about the same, but you can see we've got some things that are not necessarily related to this search that you're looking at. But I mean, we've got snacking behavior, which is, you know, obviously related to obesity. So you can see we've got some good results here. Now, Professor Valdes, was the other thing you wanted me to look for? Besides, wanted me to look for something else. I'm forgetting here.
Okay, I think it's great presentation that, you know, that they get at least an idea where they can get information, and the main way that we can use, you know, to differentiate and to write an article. I love Learn a lot. I used to use a lot to find articles and peer review articles, and you know, and the following week they need to start working on the process of selecting their own article to navigate during the course. That you will be very helpful for them very soon.
Yep, I'm here for that.
Okay.
Yep. And do not leave it to the last second. Do not be like me in college and leave it to the night before, because you will get no sleep and it'll come out being subpar, make sure you get started when, basically, the way I learned it was in grad school. As soon as I got the assignment, I started working on it. I mean, I'd start working on the outline and start, basically what I do is if I got an assignment, just basically create your own paper on whatever topic you want. I would select a topic, and if it was too specific, then I kind of expand and make it more general. And then I would start writing an outline, and then I would start doing my research. I would start looking for articles, or in that case, books, when we still use books. And thank God, I actually did my degree online, 100% online. I went to the campus twice, once for orientation and once for convocation. And so, I did my entire degree online, so I'm very familiar with the online platforms, and I know how to do my research online. And that is why I'm here to help you all with your own research. And Katya and I have actually been able to find quite a few articles for students, just using keywords and, how I showed you how to do those keywords using the and advanced searches. And that way it'll really kind of show you how to do research. And, we're not here to do the 100% search for you, but we are here to help point you in the right direction. And another tip that I have for you when you're doing your search, if you look at the references on the article, and let's say they're all from 2016, 2020, I recommend looking at those references and going in and seeing if those articles have to do with your topic. Because, they might be able to point you in directions that you weren't able to find before. You wouldn't have been able to think of those on your own. And I wish I'd known that when I was in school as well. But, you learn as you go. And, yeah, it's something I definitely recommend that you do as soon as, just don't hesitate to reach out. As soon as your professors give you your first assignment, don't wait several weeks until it's due. In fact, I felt like a proud mama last semester with all the PowerPoint presentations that Professor Valdes sent to me, and I was just so happy with how they turned out and how your students did.
Thank you. If anyone have any question, please.
Quick.
Any student, any questions? Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Hello.
No question.
No question.
No question for now? Okay. Thank you. Okay, Ariana. Please, I love that you write there, but I love that we can talk and we can interact, okay? Thank you, Cherry, for your support. Thank you for being here with us today. Okay, I deeply appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, let me request the control here. Okay. 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 Hello, guys. We ready to start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everyone
Yes.
is at home and ready to
Yes.
start the class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me start talking about a little bit about our class. Let me start about this course. Okay. Hi, Paola.
Hi.
Hi. How's everything? Everything good?
Good. Everything good. Thank you.
Okay.
And yourself?
Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, let me start. Okay, this is first of all that I want to share with you. I put it so faster for you. You can take a picture in case that you need an assistant and you have any issue, any problem. This is all the person that you need to contact. Even though I shared through the conversation, I share my email too. I share my telephone number too there. Okay. Something else that I want to share is referring to the syllabus and all the tests and quizzes that we have during this semester. We have exam number one. We have exam number one, which counts as a 15% out of your final grade and will be counted and will be taking place on September 29. Okay. We have also the exam number two, which is 25% of your final grade and will be taking place on October 20. Okay? The last test, but not the most important because it's the test that have the higher percentage of point, which is the exam number 3, and which is the final test, and it's 45% out of your final grade, and will be counted as 45% and will be taking place on December 8 at 5:15 p.m. Okay? This is the final, the day that we have to get together. Okay, also we have Sengeis. Sengeis will be counted as a 5% out of your final grade, and we need to register for Sengeis, and the following class register for Sengeis. We have access to that platform, and we have an overview on how to work with Sengeis and all of that, okay?
Okay.
Also, we have quizzes. We have quizzes. Most of the quizzes will be counted as a 10%. All of them, counted as a 10% out of your final grade. We have many practices in class. The practice is just to review and to learn the content. And we have also home quizzes too that will be counted too in those 10%. The minimum required to pass at MIU for everyone, you need to know that is 78%. That is important, something that is important to know. Anytime that you have an issue, you have a problem, you have my email. You suppose that you send an email to the professor. You have to communicate with your professor, okay? One of the biggest issues that most of the most of the students who failed this class last semester was because absentees. Okay, I consider that to have the class online could be very friendly for most of us because just if we have on your way home, you can have have a setup your account in your cell phone, okay? Your Skype for Business, you can have it your cell phone, and we can start the class through there. That's not the best way that we can deliver the class, but at least it's something, Probably you get 10 minutes late because you are on your way home, at least you can start the class from your cell phone, and then right away as you get home, you can sit on your desk and be clearly ready to start the class. Okay? Ready? Hello? Everyone hear me? Yes?